Happy Tuesday, everyone, from Houston, Texas, and welcome to Stellar Parenting. I'm your host, Brandi. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I also hold a Master of Science degree in psychology with an emphasis in child and adolescent development. And I really love helping parents to custom design their approach to parenting based on their child's natal chart. If you're interested in working with me, please visit my website at brandycon.com and also check out the articles that I have about potential superpowers your child may have depending on their sun sign. So, for today's show, we will be talking about star seeds and, in particular, children who are star seeds and how parents should approach that. Okay. And then after that, we'll talk about the energy that we have in store this week. There's a lot of energy at the end of the week on the 4th of July. And I will be giving you the tips and tricks of how to navigate that energy successfully. So let's begin. We're going to dive into a really special topic, one that's really close to my heart, and that's all about star seeds. Many of you may have heard about star seeds, and some of you may have never heard the term before, and you might think, oh my gosh, that sounds like something from Star Trek. But just stick with me, okay? Because what we are going to talk about today, we're going to explore exactly what it means to be a star seed and the signs in both children and adults that identify as star seeds. And we will also be talking about why so many star seeds are incarnating on Earth right now. And most importantly, how parents can support these beautiful, empathetic, and gifted souls when they come in. So let's start with the basics. What is a star seed? Okay. A star seed is a person who has a soul connection to another star system or another dimension or another planet. Okay. And these are highly evolved souls who have chosen to incarnate on Earth to help raise the vibration of humanity, to help with the healing of the planet, and to also usher in a new age of consciousness. Okay. Now, I know this might sound a little far out there for some of you, but promise me that you'll just stick with me and listen. Okay. Many star seeds that we have here are old souls. They carry frequencies, knowledge, and energy from their star origins that make them feel different than other people or other humans, the average person here. And some common lineages that we have, star lineages, are the Pleiadians, Arcturians, Sirians, Andromedans, Lyrans, and many more. All right. And I'm going to pause just for a moment here, and I want to talk about two of the groups that I just mentioned because they hold special significance for me. So let's talk about the Pleiadians. Many of you may have heard of the Pleiadians. They are beings of light from the star cluster of the Pleiades, okay? And these multi-dimensional beings are here to guide humanity toward a greater awakening of consciousness and universal harmony. Let's also talk about the Arcturians. The Arcturians are a highly advanced race that comes from the Arcturus star system. And they are here to help raise the vibration of the universe and to support the ascension process of other star races and planetary systems. So, why are star seeds here now? Why are we having such a large presence of star seeds being born at this point in time? Well, our planet is undergoing a massive shift in consciousness. And many of you listening, I know you can feel it. You can feel it deep within. You know that something is changing, something is shifting. Systems are breaking down, and old ways of thinking are no longer suitable. And star seeds are here as way showers. Okay. They are here to help humanity to transition into higher levels of awareness, higher levels of compassion, cooperation, and spiritual connection. And many of the children born over the last 20 to 30 years, and especially more in recent years, are star seeds. And these children are highly sensitive, they're very intuitive, and many times they are extraordinarily gifted. But they don't tend to fit the traditional mold that we have set here in our society. So let's go over some of the common signs that you can find both in adults and in children who are star seeds. And I want you to listen and see if any of these resonate with you or your child. So the first one is feeling like you don't belong. You may feel like I don't belong here on earth. Home is somewhere else for me. Or there may be a deep sense of homesickness for somewhere that you can't quite name. Also, star seeds are highly sensitive to energy, to emotions, to noise, to crowds and chaos. And they tend to be exceptionally empathetic, compassionate, and tuned into the feelings of others. It's almost as if they can feel the emotions of others like those emotions are their own. Okay. Star seeds are also drawn to the stars, space, astronomy, astrology, or the idea of life beyond Earth from a very young age. And what's so interesting about that one for me is I am the mother of four. And one of my four children, from the time that he was around 2, 3, 4 years old, he was absolutely obsessed with anything dealing with outer space, dealing with the planets, universe. And we had books, toys, stuffed animals, all of them dealing with space. That was his obsession. And you may have a child with a similar interest. Also, star seeds possess psychic abilities. They might have vivid dreams, or they may have telepathic tendencies. They may be able to pick up on the thoughts of others very easily. Also, star seeds will tend to feel frustrated with the structures of Earth, like school systems, bureaucracy, or rigid rules. And this one, I would say, really rang true for me. This one resonated with me because that's why I spent the last 15 years as a homeschooling mother of my four children. Uh, I had some concern about public education here in the United States, and I was concerned about the way that conformity is encouraged, rote memorization is encouraged, but independent thinking and critical thinking skills are many times discouraged. That was my concern as a mom. And for that reason, that was the reason that I decided to homeschool. Now, another characteristic, star seeds will also have a natural desire to help others, to heal, to teach, or to create positive change in the world. And finally, star seeds may have memories about past lives that they did not live here on Earth. They may speak of places or experiences that don't quite match this dimension or this reality. Now, if you look up characteristics of Pleiadian star seeds in particular, some information on the internet will tell you that the way that you can tell if you are a Pleiadian starseed is if you have fair skin, if you have blonde hair, or if you have blue or green eyes. Okay. And I want to encourage you not to buy into that. It's absolutely untrue. Pleiadian star seeds come in all shapes, all sizes, and all colors. And there's not one group that has a monopoly on being a star seed. So please don't buy into that. The best way to tell if you are a Pleiadian starseed or if your child is a Pleiadian starseed is to get your natal chart. And you want to check for personal planets or angles around 4 to 5 degrees, within 4 to 5 degrees, excuse me, of 0 degrees of Gemini. Okay. That's where you want to check. And if you want to check to see if you or your child is an Arcturian star seed, again, check the natal chart, check to see if there are any angles or personal planets within 4 to 5 degrees, 24 degrees of Libra. Now, everything that I just said might sound really confusing. It might sound difficult. And if so, I get it. I understand. So, for today's show, this is a special offer I have for listeners. If you are a parent who wants to be able to tell, is my child a starseed? Do they have this potential? You can email me at Brandi at brandycon.com and send me the birth information for your child. I will look at their natal chart at no cost to you. I will send back a reply of yes or no. So this will not be an in-depth reading. I'll let you know if they are a star seed and the star system that they are connected to. So again, that would be my email address is Brandi with an I at brandycon.com, and con is KHAN. The reason why I'm doing this is because my mission here this lifetime is to help parents of starseed children, is to support and encourage and educate parents of starseed children. So, um, if anyone needs help figuring that out, please send me an email, and I'm so happy to help you. So, let's move into the heart of today's show. And that is, if you're raising a child that's a star seed, how can you support them? I have 5 really important suggestions for you. So, the first, I really want you to honor your child's sensitivity. Okay. So, star seed children are often ultra sensitive to energy, to loud noises and chaotic environments, and harsh discipline or emotional tension can feel absolutely overwhelming for them. So, create a calm and peaceful home environment, offer quiet time for them to recharge, and avoid overstimulation. So, you really want to limit screen time. Don't allow excessive use of the computer, the iPhone, or the iPad. And also limit their exposure to crowded spaces and hectic schedules. They really need the time to wind down. Number 2, encourage open minded learning. So, starseed children may really struggle when it comes to traditional school settings, because those settings focus on memorization and conformity. So you can support alternative forms of learning, such as homeschooling, like I did, or creative programs, or schools that focus on emotional intelligence and hands on learning. Also, feed your child's curiosity. Star seeds love to learn anything that's meaningful. Number 3, I want you to validate your child's spiritual experiences. So many starseed children, they talk about their past lives, or they will speak about spirit guides, or they will talk about how they see, feel, or sense energy, or how they have imaginary friends that really are not so imaginary. So listen without judgment and encourage them to trust their intuition and to talk about their experiences. Now, recently, I had a young starseed. I think she was around 9 or 10 years old, and she had been asking her mother for years if she could learn Reiki. She wanted to learn Reiki. She wanted to be attuned to Reiki. And her mother told her okay, and she set up a workshop with me, and I was able to tune this young girl to the healing practice of Reiki. And it's absolutely amazing what happened afterwards. So after she's been attuned, her mom told me that um, She's absolutely has this inexplicable power when it comes to healing, when it comes to making people feel better. And me, I know more than likely this young child probably did this many lifetimes before. And she was remembering that this was something that she had done before, which was why she asked to learn it. And now she's tapped back into the practice. So that's another thing you may see with starseed children. Number four, teach energy hygiene. Because starseed children are like so sensitive. They're like energetic sponges and they can just soak up all of the energy around them. So, learning to manage their energy is something that they absolutely have to learn. So, teach them how to ground by walking barefoot outside or connecting with nature or through breathing exercises. You can also introduce gentle shielding techniques like visualizing white or golden light around them and practice regular energy clearing through baths with Epsom salt or sea salt. That's my absolute favorite. Like, that's a game changer. If you're ever feeling like you've just got so much energy around you and it just feels heavy, take a bath in sea salt and baking soda. And I promise you, you will feel like a new person afterwards. So, energy clearing through salt baths, sound healing, or even simple intentions. And last but not least, you really want to protect your child's self esteem. So, starseed children often have an awareness that they're a little different, that they are not like other children their age. Okay. And so other people may label them as weird, or other children may label them as weird, and they may feel ostracized. So, you really want to celebrate your child's uniqueness and let them know that they are loved, they're perfect just as they are, and surround them with friends or communities that really appreciate their sensitivity and their creativity. And I want you to watch out for signs of anxiety or depression. And if you're noticing that, please take it seriously. And the reason is sometimes for young star seeds, this world, the energy here feels overly harsh and a little bit oppressive. And because of that, many times they have the desire to tap out or they want to give up. Okay. And if you're noticing anxiety or depression with your child, you definitely want to seek professional help. So, if you're parenting a starseed child, more than likely you are a starseed yourself. And you might be remembering your own mission as you are guiding your child. So, I want you to remember that you're not just parenting, you are mentoring a soul that has incredible potential to change this world. Your role is to help them thrive while they are remembering their cosmic wisdom. So these children are here for a reason. And as the world changes, their empathy, their intuition, their creativity, and their deep desire for peace are exactly what the earth needs. When we nurture these children, when we validate their experiences, and when we support their spiritual and emotional growth, we are not just helping them, we're not only helping them, we are contributing to the awakening of humanity. So, again, if you'd like to know if your child is a star seed, please email me, Brandi, brandycon.com. All right, so let's jump into the energy for this week. On Friday, July 4th, Neptune will go retrograde. Okay. So Neptune is the planet of dreams, of illusion, spirituality, intuition. It will station retrograde in the sign of Aries. And whenever Neptune goes retrograde, guys, this is really like an invitation to pull back the curtain on our own lives and to see things as they really are. So, what was once probably clouded by fantasy, delusion, denial, or wishful thinking really becomes clear. So, this will be a 5-month period that we will have where the fog will lift, Illusions will dissolve and truth will emerge in subtle yet undeniable ways. So, with Neptune retrograde in Aries, the spotlight will really be on how we are how we assert ourselves and on our personal identity and the way that we take action. And I want you to ask yourself, am I being authentic? Am I living my truth or am I chasing an illusion of who I think I should be? So, this transit will be subtle but very powerful, especially for those of you with personal planets or angles around early degrees of Aries or late degrees of Pisces. Okay. And you will start to see yourself and others in a much clearer way, sometimes for the better, sometimes for worse. Historically, in astrology, Neptune retrograde has also been associated with moments when society has become disillusioned with false narratives, and that can be in politics, in media, religion, or culture. So during these periods, people often wake up to truths that have been hidden from them beneath layers of deception, denial, or distraction. And in your personal life, Neptune retrograde it's all about confronting your own illusions, whether it's an unrealistic relationship or a belief system that's not serving you anymore, or an addiction to escaping and escapism. Neptune retrograde will bring these into focus so that healing can begin. So, this is what I want you to do during this time, during these 5 months. Really engage in deep spiritual reflection, meditation, prayer, intuitive practices are going to be very powerful during this time. And reevaluate where you've been overly idealistic or in denial. Are you seeing situations clearly, or are you only seeing what you want to see? Also, track your dreams and synchronicities. They often hold profound messages during this time, but I want you to avoid escapism. Okay. Avoid overindulging in alcohol, substances, fantasy, or mindless distractions. It's only going to increase the level of confusion around you. Don't ignore your gut instincts. If you're feeling something, if something feels off, it probably is. So pay attention to your intuition. I want you also to avoid blind faith during this time, especially when it comes to people, systems, or situations. Okay, spiritual gurus or religious leaders. If something feels off, seek clarity, ask questions. And also, this is not the time to play the victim. This is the time to reclaim your power and to take ownership of your truth. And finally, be cautious of deception. So, lies, and they can be lies that you tell yourself or lies that other people tell you, are more likely to surface during this time. And it's easy for people to be deceived. So, I want you to be aware and ask lots of questions if something feels off. Also, on July 4th, Venus will conjunct Uranus, and this will be the transit of expecting the unexpected when it comes to love, money, and pleasure. So, Venus is the planet of love, beauty, relationships, money, and it's going to form a powerful conjunction with Uranus, the planet of sudden change, freedom, surprises, and breakthroughs. And when these two meet in the sky, the energy is electric and it's exciting and it's unpredictable. Okay. So, this will be a time or a day when you can really expect the unexpected. Um, this transit or the energy of this transit can bring sudden attractions, spontaneous opportunities, unexpected changes with money, or changes in how we value ourselves. It's the cosmic wake up call to break free from routine and liberate ourselves. So let me try that again. This is the cosmic wake up call that reminds us to break free from limitations, to liberate ourselves from limiting patterns, and to embrace what feels authentic and alive. Okay. So if a relationship feels stale, this energy can breathe new life into it. Or if the relationship is too restrictive, this energy can shake it loose. Okay. If your financial patterns are outdated, you might feel inspired to try something new, whether it's a new income stream, a new investment idea, or changing how you spend and save. Okay. Now, the shadow side, this transit can bring a disruption in the financial markets because Uranus is unpredictable. The energy of Uranus is unpredictable. So there could be sudden breakups, impulsive financial decisions, or erratic behavior if we are not handling the energy with awareness. The key is to lean into change consciously and not react impulsively. So say yes to spontaneity, say yes to refreshing your appearance, your space, or your style, but avoid impulsive decisions in love or money that you may regret later. Also, Friday, July 4th, Venus will enter the sign of Gemini. Okay. And this is a time when we may really crave mental stimulation over deep emotional intensity, but it will bring a boost in social energy. And it's a great time for making new connections, for networking, and having meaningful or playful conversations. Venus and Gemini could also lead us to spending on short trips, on books, classes, or anything that really feeds our curiosity. The shadow side with this transit. Venus and Gemini loves variety, but it can also be very scattered and non committed. So, this isn't always the most emotionally deep placement. It's more about fun, play, and spontaneity. So, spark up a new conversation. Text that person you've been thinking about. Reach out, make the call. Who knows what might happen? Say yes to social events, meetups, or spontaneous outings, and learn something new with a friend or a partner. But I want you to avoid leading people on if you're not serious, okay? Be honest about your intentions because Gemini energy can be a little tricky. Also, don't spread yourself too thin socially or financially, and watch out for superficial connections. So, those are the transits for this week. And like I do every week, I just want to remind you that the stars may guide us, but we hold the power ultimately to shape our destiny. So, use this energy intentionally. I hope you all have a fabulous and wonderful week.